And here's the other thing. Overreaction Monday, but then also what is real? That's what I try to take away. Like, okay, it's one game. Man, the Saints look awesome. Is that real? Carolina's bad again. Is that real? The Raiders, is that real? The Chargers, their style, is that real? The Giants, is that real? Saquon Barkley, is that real? Like, those are the things that I'm trying to figure out today. Because we can overreact, but then there's also the reality of that's going to be there the rest of the season. That's not just one game. And this is good and bad. Is Dallas going to be that dominating? Philadelphia, Jordan Love got injured, but they're still going to be a formidable team. The Lions are a really good team. So are the Rams. You're just watching going, okay, the Bears didn't show me anything offensively. They will, but they didn't. Defensively, they did. So you're kind of looking at it and sorting through and go, okay, do the Falcons have an issue here? They got offensive weapons. They couldn't do anything against the Steelers. And then the Steelers' offense wasn't very good. It was just field goals. But then Justin Fields is like, you're trying to figure, Jacksonville? Does Jacksonville have a problem already? That's the tricky part. Like the Titans, Titans did pretty well holding down the Bears offense, but offensively, they didn't look good at all. So that's the thing I try to take away from today. Like, what is real that we saw that's going to be sustainable? Bo Nix, all right, showed some promise. I don't think they're a playoff team. I think Jaden Daniels, I said this, he's going to rush for 800 yards. I don't know if that's a good thing, but he's going to rush for 800 yards this year. And you saw that yesterday. But if I'm Jaden Daniels, I study a little bit of RG3 and, the good and the bad, because you start to run, they eventually catch you. And then when they do, it hurts. So just sort of watching these games and trying to figure out are the Chargers going to be Michigan? Are they going to play Jim Harbaugh? And that is Justin Herbert's not throwing for 300 yards this year. They're going to run the football, defense and, running the game, just like he did, running the ball, just like he did at Michigan. So those are the things, you're trying to take away and figure out what is real, because we do overreact. All of a sudden, somebody's unbelievable. Or, oh my God, like Cleveland with DeShaun Watson. I saw an article here, and it says Cleveland should pull the Band-Aid. That's it. They're done with DeShaun Watson. Like, this is described as knee-jerk reactions, but it's, you got an issue here. It says the Browns need to pull the plug on DeShaun Watson experiment. I don't know if it was an experiment. They went all the way, and they commit more than you do to your wife. This is a big deal. He threw for 169 yards, 2 interceptions, sacked 6 times. In 13 games with the Browns, DeShaun Watson has averaged 183.5 yards passing per game, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Passer rating is 70. They owe him $230 million. Woo!
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. This is the stat of the day.
Stat of the day brought to you by Panini America, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show. Now, they took a chance on him with his behavior off the field. On the field, we thought he can be a top 5 quarterback. Last time we really saw him play at a high level, he was a top 5 quarterback for a team, I think, won 4 games. So that wasn't really in question. I watch him, and he looks like a zombie. He looks like he is a shell of who he once was. There's no confidence at all. He just doesn't look dynamic. He doesn't look excited, fresh, springy, ready to go. Like, come on. Dak did, but Dak just got paid. DeShaun's already gotten paid. Like, it's just weird. You watch and you're going, does this mean it? Like, do you care? And I don't get that feeling. But hey, the Browns went all in on him. And is that going to be? They were a good team. Joe Flacco took them to the playoffs. They have the talent. I know that they don't have Nick Chubb, but still, Joe Flacco didn't have Nick Chubb. They should be better. Got Myles Garrett. Defense should be good. I mean, you're watching, and when you see DeShaun Watson, I don't see somebody. I don't see him really there. And that's what you want with your quarterback. Caleb Williams didn't play well, but Caleb Williams was there in the moment. He was excited. He was yelling. I mean, that's what you want. Be a leader. And I didn't see anything from him. And that, to me, would be, well, it's already concerning that you spent all that money. I'm like, you are well, they were desperate. They were. That's why they gave him that contract. He didn't want to go to Cleveland. And then all of a sudden, we're going to give you an offer that you can't refuse, $230 million guaranteed. Okay, I'll go to Cleveland. Well, it's what you paid for. Good luck with that. This is the next 5 years of your franchise. You guys want a new stadium? Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah, DeShaun Watson, I went back and looked at his stats. In Houston, he was up for Rookie of the Year before he got hurt. Then he went to 3 straight Pro Bowls. At age 27, 28, 29, that's his Cleveland years. That's your quarterback prime you're entering. He's 13 starts, 15 touchdowns, 11 picks. He's a 59% passer, and his quarterback rating is 78. That's below average. That's like a nice C-.
Yeah.
And over the next 2 seasons, DeShaun Watson, he gets paid a lot of money. He gets paid no matter what. But his cap hit on the team, which they could not get out of, is $72 million in 2025 and $72 million in 2026.
Yeah.
That's hampering.
Yeah. Yeah. That organization, those owners, they were desperate to get a quarterback in there. And see, that's what I don't understand. There's quarterbacks out there. Now, granted, there's only one Mahomes. Like, there's only like one of these types of quarterbacks. And there's probably a handful. But there are a lot of quarterbacks out there. And quarterbacks who are coming into the league, they're already developed. They're ready to go. I can't buy into a quarterback like that. Literally buy into a quarterback like that. I thought the Cowboys were going to go, all right, Dak, let's just play this out. And then all of a sudden, now you're all in. For the remainder of Jerry Jones's life, Dak Prescott's going to be your quarterback. They're in it for life. I don't know how long that contract is. I don't want.
Like, does Jerry Jones know now?
I don't know if he knows.
Oh.
But I'm telling him that this is your quarterback. Yeah, Mike McCarthy's not going to be your head coach, but Dak is your quarterback. And, of course, they wait till the very end of the, right up to the start of the season, as only Jerry can. So just some random thoughts there over the weekend. I watched the Texans and the Colts, and Anthony Richardson, I think, had 8 completions, but 2 really impressive ones. He had one that was 60 yards off his back foot with a defender in his face, and he was right on the button. There's nobody else, I don't think, in the NFL who could make that throw, because he is the biggest quarterback in the NFL. Off his back foot, 60 yards with just a flick. This wasn't like Mahomesian. This was different. This was like crazy. That throw right on the button, and he made it look easy. There are times when he does things where you go, golly, if he figures out how to play the game, and that sounds strange, I'm sure, but you got to understand picking your moments. You can't have 8 completions. Don't rely on running so much. But as far as talent goes, he might be as talented as anybody at that position. I mean, there's a Cam Newton-type feel to him, and probably a better thrower, or the opportunity to be a better thrower career-wise than Cam. A couple of things here that I was looking at stat-wise. Watching the Giants, and I said, the Giants, to me, you let Saquon go, and yes, he does have a big game on Friday night, but you doubled down on Daniel Jones. That's the problem I had. And, they don't score a touchdown. They get blown out by the Vikings. In the last 2 season openers, both at home for the Giants have been outscored by a combined 68-9. 68-9. They haven't scored a touchdown in their season opener the last 2 years.
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that
What?
Stat of the day.
And since signing that contract extension in the offseason, Daniel Jones is 1-6, 2 touchdown passes, and 3 interceptions. This is what I don't understand. If you're not keeping Saquon Barkley, you know you're still rebuilding. Why do you want Daniel Jones and pay Daniel Jones if you're rebuilding? It doesn't. It's like the person who is in the middle lane and can't decide if they want to be in the right lane or the left lane. Pick a direction. And that's the problem that I have with this. The Giants didn't pick a direction because you're kind of still all in, even though you let Saquon Barkley go. And I would have kept Barkley because of Daniel Jones. He's going to help him. Now, I don't know if Saquon's going to stay healthy the entire year. That's usually the knock on Saquon Barkley. But still, if I'm keeping Daniel Jones, I would keep Saquon Barkley. If I'm getting rid of Daniel Jones, then I get rid of Saquon Barkley. And I would have traded Saquon Barkley in the last year before the trade deadline. If you know you're not going to sign him, get something. Giants, that organization, somebody's going to pay the price for that. It's probably going to be the GM. The Bears, first team in history to not score an offensive touchdown, have fewer than 150 total yards, and rally from at least 17 down. I don't know. If you're a Bears fan, did it feel like a win? Paulie, did it feel like a win for you?
Oh, man. I watched every minute of it. And the first half was so bad. I mean, there was nothing to like in the first half. Plus, Justin Fields is starting for Pittsburgh. So you're like, oh, my gosh, if Justin Fields has a good day, it compounds the issue. And the expectations were so high. It was not an offensive win. It was a special teams defensive win. But it's one of those, it wasn't a loss, but I don't feel great today.
Now, do I think Caleb Williams is going to be fine? I do. But the thing that concerned me the most is I thought their offensive line was going to be pretty good this year. And I think that's going to be the big question here. If the offensive line is not good, then Caleb Williams is going to have a rough rookie season.